Hello, my name's Matt Dobbs. I'm the chairman of the Stride Technical Committee, and here we have a series of videos with some practical advice for farmers on how to improve mobility, reducing lameness in the UK dairy herd. A key theme from the 2024 survey from Stride was understanding who is responsible for minimising lameness and improving mobility on a herd. And so the sponsors of Stride are committing to helping the whole farm team to identify that responsibility and to bring the benefits of improved mobility to their farming system.
So we are here today at the Southwest Dairy Development Centre looking at the Taking Responsibility fact sheet and topic for the Stride event. My name's Ian Lindsay, I'm from Elcal Services, and my associate on this project is Richard Simpson here from Kingtay. So Richard, what were we looking at particularly in this fact sheet?
Well, we're really following on from the 2024 Stride Mobility Survey. And one of the sort of key findings from that was that when farmers and the farm managers were asked who has responsibility for mobility, very often it was no one in particular, it was the whole team. And in a lot of cases, it was the foot trimmer or someone from off the farm, who may be only on the farm every couple of weeks, once a month, that was responsible for mobility. So this we saw as an area of sort of to address really. And yeah, for everyone to ask the question, who is responsible for mobility for their herd?
Yeah.
And you know, I think it's important that there is really one person with overall responsibility, and then that every team member knows about the importance of mobility, and then each have some small but key responsibilities within
absolutely.
that.
And like you say, that when they were asked, the people said the whole team, and yet, you know, in reality, like you say, it's usually only one person who might be foot trimmer trained, and yet, you know, any task amongst the cows, no matter what your skill level or pay grade or status on the farm, is a chance to actually spot issues with the cows, isn't it? And we certainly have got some of the lesser skilled workers focused and trained in locomotion scoring, and give them the ability to monitor that and score the cows and report it to the person who is maybe doing the feet or however. So yeah.
Yeah, because often, even for, you know, some maybe younger persons of the team, a specific job like mobility scoring is something you can delegate to someone that is keen.
Yeah.
Now the importance there is, not just give them responsibility, provide the training, and almost start by getting them and everyone else to understand the importance of mobility. Reality is improving mobility is challenging. You know, there's lots of factors that come into it.
Exactly.
You know, nutrition, genetics, and particularly the environment. But yeah, for an individual, you know, that they can give the responsibility, but then also the time to do the mobility scoring on a regular basis. Give them the training, potentially put them through a ROMS course, and then they can kind of be a key contributor to the whole team, improving the overall herd mobility.
And all too often we try and train people to become sort of experts from day one, don't we? And yet really we can break down those mobility scoring sort of tasks and even the score points to get them to train to spot, for example, on the 1 to 5 scoring system, to spot a 3, and then when they're comfortable with spotting a 3, to spot a 2, and things like that, isn't it? And equally getting them to know what a good perfectly foot healthy cow should look like, and then just simply reporting anything that they find otherwise. But like you say, it's giving them that training. It's telling them the importance of that. Ultimately, the modern cow, she's like a Formula One car, and her feet are her tyres, aren't they? If we don't get the tyres right, it doesn't matter what else we do with the cow. If we don't get those tyres right, then she can't perform, can she?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, mobility can be, if it gets out of hand, obviously, the costs of lameness, can be significant. From the Kingsay Dairy Costings Focus Report, we had identified within that, overall lameness has an average cost of £284 per case.
Yeah.
Now, that's a big range in that, and, in the worst cases, that can mean the cow leaving the herd. And then there's an even bigger cost of the forced culling and everything within that.
And I would argue sending your new young enthusiastic member of the team on a mobility scoring course isn't going to cost 300 quid that one cost of lameness is going to do. So
Exactly, and I think that's sort of one of the first steps. And then that then sort of starts almost off the cycle. The first thing to do is not just score the cows, but write it down, measure it, so there is a record. And ideally that doesn't just stick on paper. You put that into a program of some kind, so then you can both monitor progress or not of individual cows, and then the overall herd benchmarking and scores.
And the key thing, if you do train somebody at the lower skill level to be spotting these things, it's showing them that you are taking action on what they're reporting to you. That keeps them motivated, doesn't it, as well, in terms of keeping that responsibility and the motivation to carry out those tasks across the team is all important. People need to see action as well on the farm, don't they?
I mean, someone with a lower skill level, maybe not the right term. I mean, it's someone with maybe less experience.
Absolutely,
can develop the skills. If you can identify someone with the right attitude, someone that is keen to sort of put the effort in, and then if they're measuring, then they can hopefully see progress over time.
Exactly. And like you said, there are no unskilled jobs on the farm, especially when we couple them with the opportunity to spot lameness while people are scraping beds, bedding down the cows, moving cows, things like that. They're the prime opportunities to be spotting these things, aren't they? So
yeah, exactly. It's not right, just wait till maybe every 2 weeks or every month when someone's doing an ability score. It's important that all members of the team, if they see an issue, they write it, or they put it within. It might be within a WhatsApp group chat. It might be on a whiteboard outside the office or something. They put it down so that the whole team can see that. And then maybe the person responsible for foot trimming then
can check that out.
Pull that cow out and check that out. And obviously, the sooner it's looked at, if there is a problem, and it's rectified at an early stage, then it has much less of an impact.
Absolutely. And on that point, it's making it easy for people. If it's not in a WhatsApp group, like you say, a whiteboard on a conventionally milked herd, I would often put that whiteboard at the very back of the collecting yard, because that person taking cows to the parlour, again, he's got prime opportunity to be spotting lame cows and things like that. Make it easy for them, give them the training, make them accountable, and I think that is the way that we can get the whole team to take responsibility, isn't it?
That's it. And that sort of, I think, really then feeds into the overall approach that maybe, I think there needs to be one then, on often the sort of, maybe it's the herd manager or overall person that takes overall responsibility for mobility, that is then kind of, pooling the input and the resources for the individuals. And that's kind of, in this sort of fact sheet we put together, it's on the sort of, the message is measure, manage, monitor. And that's sort of a continuous process.
Absolutely.
Regularly measuring individual cows, monitoring what's happening, and then, if there is an issue, try and manage it as soon as possible.
And I think when it comes to mobility, you've never completed the job. It's an ongoing process. It's an ongoing measurement, and like you say, an ongoing management. So I think our tips and do check out the fact sheet. It's a whole team approach, involve everybody in the team, from the tractor driver to the junior, lesser experience, right up to the top of the herd manager and the farm owner. Manage it, measure it, and monitor it.